Hello, everyone of the sign of Virgo. I am here today to give you your message for November 2025. I hope you enjoy it. My face is itching. Like always, I'm going to start with a little bit of astrology with letting you know how that's going to affect your sign with some oracle. And then I'm going to be doing some tarot to give you the final message. I hope you enjoy. So starting off November 4th, Moon will be in Taurus. But the significant thing is that Sagittarius will be in Mars, or Mars will be in Sagittarius all the time, all the way till December 15th. Mars has been in Scorpio. It's made us a little bit hyperly emotional and highly aggressive. But when Mars moves into Sagittarius, we're having this energy where we're getting really smart about how we have to strategically get out of a situation. And this is your jam, my Virgos, because you guys are all about the plan. This is about the plan. So let's see how this is going to affect you. Oh, wait, they told me not these ones. They want actually tarot for you for this, and I was going to do some oracle, but we're going to do what they say. So your plan, or the thing that's going to spark up with this Mars and Sagittarius, is you want no more false love. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. That follows the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is you're moving into calmer waters. And we have the King of Pentacles and the Empress. Literally, what I am seeing here is that you, Virgo, in the past might have been drawn to people that promised a lot, the moon, the stars, and everything in between, romantically speaking to you, giving you a lot of positive feedback, saying how amazing you are. That was like a ploy. Right? I would say it's one of those narcissistic energies where they give you everything, the moon, the stars, and everything in between. And then when you're there and you're trapped, you find out that they are not going to give you anything that they promised. And so what I'm seeing is this energy for you, Virgo, where you're just kind of muting and you're turning off from that energy and you're starting to see it for what it is. You're probably, if this is you, you've probably done a lot of work to heal this aspect of you where you fall for these people, and you're starting to be more practical in your approach as to what you should connect to. And right here, it's a King of Pentacles. A King of Pentacles is a person that is very grounded, a person that is strategic in how they're going to proceed you and moving forward. It's a structured energy, which is more along the lines of what you are, because you are an earth sign. So it's kind of like you're connecting to like-minded people. And what I'm seeing with that is that this, with the Empress card, is this energy that will help you give birth to a new reality for yourself. It will be a fertile ground that you're going to be able to move forward in. I feel like you're uprooting yourself from a certain collective, a certain group of people, places, things, energies, and you're moving into something completely different. The next thing that I'm seeing is November 5th. The next day, there's a full moon in the sign of Taurus. Besides that, Venus enters the sign of Scorpio till the 30th. You have to keep in mind that full moons affects us 3 days before and 3 days after, which would be like the 2nd all the way to the 8th of November. So this Taurus moon is affecting us the entire time. And Taurus has an energy of, and it's an earth sign too. And find how interesting, because Taurus is also the sign that affects the King of Pentacles. Like, that's the King of Pentacles is the masculine Taurus, right? That's interesting. I just realized that. But what I'm seeing is like breaking through a glass ceiling. And I feel like the glass ceiling was mental. It's like internal, not external. Okay. And once you break through that glass ceiling, I can't because of this, I can't because of that, I'm not sure because of this, I don't have enough, etc., etc., etc. Once you break through that glass ceiling, I'm seeing you forge ahead into like a new reality for yourself. With the Venus in Scorpio, that makes you a little bit aggressive about, it's about me right now. I give two shits about everybody else and what they want and what they need and whatever. This is about me. You become a little bit more, I want to say, in like egocentric, like thinking about yourself. But I think that it's because a lot of your life has been everybody else. All right? To the collective I'm talking to. I feel like I need another tarot deck for you, so I will use that. I definitely do feel that. Oh, look at that. We got a whole mess of. The first thing that comes out is Judgment with a Tower card. Tell me if you are not judging things differently. I'm feeling like there is this moon. What it's going to create is the breaking of the glass ceiling. And again, judgment is not you judging the world. It's you judging yourself in the reality that you've allowed yourself to be in. And the tower is that explosion moment that you have like in your mind for a second, where you're like, holy crap, the only reason why I haven't been able to fill in the blank is because I've created this wall. I had fear about this. And I keep accepting people that talk to me so nice and so kind, knowing that they're not going to give me what I need because it's in me, because it's easier for me to reflect it outwardly than having to reflect it inwardly. That is some crazy information. This also came out and fell on the table like this. So I'm going to read it like that. And we have the Knight of Pots. That again is the Knight of Cups. He came out again. This is the second time. Then we have the Seven of Swords with the Hierophant. And the lesson that you learned was that all these people that offer you the moon and the stars in reverse, you know, like they offer you everything. They are kissing your ass like you don't believe. The only reason they're doing it is because they see what you have to offer, and they're making you like accept something that is less than you because you don't know what you have to offer. All right. And that's not their fault. That's your fault, because your responsibility is to know how much your worth and value is. And if that person sees your worth and value, right, or that situation sees your worth and value and offers you less, they're winning, because they literally got a $300 purse for $20 from the thrift store, right? Because the thrift store didn't know that it was a $300 purse. That is you. You're the $300 purse that is being sold for $20 because you don't know that you're a $300 purse. And what is happening here is that you're waking up to that belief system that you've had that you're going to have to break, and that you're breaking. And what I'm seeing with that is that this is crossing it, which is this is what's causing this whole situation is the Queen of Feathers, which is the Queen of Swords. It's like a moment. Your glass ceiling was you. That's what that was. And so now you're like, I'm hooking up with the King of Pentacles because that's what I'm worth. I'm not worth a upside down Prince of Cups. That's what I'm feeling here. I'm liking this, Virgo. I'm liking this big time. For you, I'm liking it so much. All right, the next thing that we're going to look into is the Mercury retrograde. It will be November 9th through the 29th. It's in Sagittarius and Scorpio. And for you, well, for everyone, but for me personally, let's go for me first. Since I've been doing a lot of spiritual work, I've noticed that the Mercury retrogrades have not been so harsh. They don't feel like they're slapping me in the back of my head with like a shocking revelation that I need to fix. It's now one of those things where I'm like, oh, I didn't know I had to do that too. And then I course correct change and I move in that direction. It no longer feels like a wound. It just feels like revelations that are made for me to continue like adjusting my plans and moving forward. So it no longer feels so, I want to say, jarring. So let's see how this is going to be affecting you, Virgo, and in the Mercury retrograde. Oh, that's interesting. I got forbidden for okay. I got forbidden for Leo reading, so that's interesting, but in the Spanish one. One of the things that I have to tell you, okay, is the jealousy card is harsh for the month of November. And I believe it's linked to the Venus and Scorpio. Venus and Scorpio, like I said, makes people kind of obsessive. And then if you link that up with unhealed people during a Mercury retrograde, when Venus is in Scorpio, people People are going to get envious. People are going to get nasty. Okay? Just a side note. So the first thing that flew out is forbidden. The second one is jealousy. And the third one is the card of frozen. Somebody is going to be piss AF at you because you're giving them the cold shoulder, or you're starting to be like, I'm done. I'm no contact. I'm no action. I'm not interested anymore, and continuing this relationship with you. And now you've changed in such a way that you're not interested in having a relationship with them, that is creating them to feel like you're restraining yourself from them, like you're taking away their ability to connect to you, right? So because you're doing that, they're now getting very jealous. It's kind of like a friend that you don't talk to anymore. Now they're checking out all your social medias and stuff and seeing all the things that you're doing because you're not hanging out with them anymore. And now they're pissed off because you're totally ghosting them, and they have no way of getting close to you because you seem like the forbidden fruit, something that's untouchable. And that makes them even more angry. So it's kind of like a cycle of psycho that I'm feeling that somebody around you has. So I'm just telling you that so that you're mindful. Mindful enough to protect your energy, mindful enough to pay attention to things that people say under their breath, because they have a lot more meaning than what they're trying to let themselves demonstrate. Okay. Then the last thing that we're going to look to is the new moon in Scorpio. It's on November 20th. The new moon in Scorpio is an interesting time because this is actually an end of a cycle. October 21st, where we had a new moon in Scorpio. And that's kind of like a portal energy, something you initiated that will end by this period of time. And so I need you to keep in mind what you did around, I want to say, the 18th, 19th of October, all the way to about the 23rd, 24th. And that period of time was actually a period of time in which you were setting like the wheel of fate in motion, and things started moving. And a lot of the things that you're being revealed in November have a lot to do with what you initiated. And then we go to the moon that closes up the cycle, and then it's over. So, and ironically, that is around the same time that you will be having the retrograde, right? Because this new moon in Scorpio will be right around the same time of the retrograde. So let's see how this is going to affect you. Card almost fell on the floor. Oh, we start everything with the Knight of Wands. Oh, look at that. It did move. Oh, I wanted 3 and 4 came out. I'm liking this a lot. Okay, this one went over here. So this is not going to happen in the month of November. I'm feeling sometime in the fall of next year. Early fall, I just heard. The first thing we have is a Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands for me is busy, busy, busy bee. I'm seeing you really moving, shaking, actually doing things to be able to move forward. And why you're doing it? Because you finally understood the assignment, 4 of Cups. It's like you got the download that you needed to get, and it's the Hierophant energy, the knowledge that you needed to acquire. So now that you have a new belief system, right? Now that you have a new belief system, now that you see things differently, now that the perception of your glass ceiling is kind of gone, you're getting all these new downloads as to what else you can do, what other potential you have. And I'm seeing you extremely active in the month of November because of it. And actually, because it's the end of November, I'm seeing that this is like the initiation of like a really strong like work ethic and functionality and whatever for the entire month of December. I'm seeing you literally like going on December. Okay. And what are you going towards? You're going towards your 10 of Pentacles. In other words, your spiritual inheritance, your just deserves, the money that you're supposed to get, your bread, whatever it is that you want to call it. I'm seeing you going towards that. Why? Because it's about time. Like, you are now focusing on a different way of looking at the world, because you realize that the only reason why you haven't gotten what you wanted is because you were stuck in a belief system that you can only get this far. And it's because you were around all this energy that literally took advantage of the fact that you didn't know who you were. So, I mean, like, for me, and again, I'm going to repeat this, it's not their fault that you didn't know your worth, right? Now that you do, it's your responsibility to force others to value your work. And how do you force others to value work and who you are and what you are? It's not by telling them, you have to pay me this, you have to pay me this. It's saying, this is my worth or value. This is what I'm expecting. And if the person says, well, I'm going to give you this, and you're like, thank you very much, and find something else. Does that make sense? Because you don't have to push your boundary on another person. The only one that needs to establish that boundary and create that boundary and move forward in that boundary is you. Finally, let's get some additional tarot, even though that's a lot of information for you. You're the only one that I did tarot in mostly all the sections, but they wanted tarot for you, so let's find the final tarot message that you want to give my Virgos for the month of November. Woo! Whoa, that went crazy. All right, the first thing that came out, 9 of Wands. You've had a headache crying about the fact that every single time you start trying to move up the ladder, there's always a block. Okay? These two came touching that card, and we have the Justice card to the Devil card. What I'm seeing is that that energy is going to be balanced out because justice is coming to the thing that has been limiting you. The Page of Wands came out upside down, and the Ace of Cups came out upside down. I feel like no longer will you be crying over false starts to situations, because the devil had you picking the energy of the devil. Okay, so I want to say our shadow aspects, because right here, this looks like you were self-sabotaging, right? So you're self-sabotaging energy, right? And it could have come from a belief system from when you were growing up, or this can be societal, or this can be just fill in the blank. Everybody has a reason for something, right? That false belief system that you had on yourself, that was the devil, and that was self-imposed. What it was provoking was that you were choosing small, going slow and choosing small outcomes for yourself for the future. And what I'm seeing, that you're no longer choosing small. And that no longer will create these disappointments and feeling less than because you weren't able to obtain these situations. The Hangman in reverse. No longer are you going to be hung, waiting, and having to learn lessons because you're like, I don't understand why this is happening to me. I'm having to fight this person, and that person, look at you at the Tower again, because everything is breaking down. And now the investments that you are taking with the Knight of Coins actually are something that, with the Five of Swords, it feels more along the lines of less oriented from your wounds and more oriented to your desires with the Nine of Cups. And that's because you're starting to balance out. I'm feeling like, yes, there might have been people, and this is something I'm going to repeat from what I'm seeing. There might have been people around you that were sabotaging you. Yes, I'm not going to deny that, okay? But the reason the people around you were sabotaging you was because you never accepted your worth and your value, right? So you opened the door to them. This is like, you saw that friend had red flags. You can see that the friend was a little jelly. You can see that the friend is only trying to steal your ideas, become more like you, blah, 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 so that they can get themselves rich out of your ideas and your insight and whatever. Yet, though you knew that, you still opened that door to that friend because, I don't know, because, oh, but they're nice, oh, but they're different, oh, but that's how they are with other people, that's not how they are with me. And then later on discovering that this person is going to burn you. And this is like the role that you've had this entire time, giving benefits of the doubts to people that you know you shouldn't give benefits of the doubts for. It's kind of like, you know, the image that they're putting in my head right now, they put in the image of what's that, Little Red Riding Hood, where like it was most obviously a wolf, right? But she still asked it questions, and she still answered questions to it, and she still told them where it was going. And then it's like, and then it ended up eating her grandma and all kinds of stuff, right? And so that's kind of like how this is feeling. It's like you were giving all your good stuff to the wolf, knowing it was the wolf, but thinking, oh, well, but they're nice, you know? And now you're starting to get to the point where you're just like, oh, no, I'm not playing that game anymore. I know my worth and value, and I ain't got time to talk to no wolves. That's what it feels like. So, congratulations. I feel like you're claiming back your power. We'll see you the next time.